The type of nurturing a child gets at the formative age speak volume of his or her outcome later in life. The outcome is even more outstanding when such nurturing is laced with quality education. Represents a man who has traversed almost every part of the Federation and the globe in the course of his duty. We present Barrister Asamah Yusuf Kadiri, who is from all-rounded royal family.
I come from a very large, big family in the royal dynasty of Ikelebe in Auchi. I am the first son of Alhaji Prince Zedo Kadiri from the family of Kadiri Idaiwo royal family in the Ikelebe dynasty of Auchi Kingdom. Incidentally, my parents come from the Auchi ruling house, so I would say I'm a prince on both sides. And when I was born, my father named me specially Asamah. That means a child who is a symbol of unity. Akugbe, let's unite, let's come together, let's sama. I was born on the 16th of April, 1969. So at that time, my father was still an undergraduate at the University of Ibadan. So he couldn't attend my naming ceremony, as I was told. So he wrote the names out and sent somebody to travel to Auchi to hand over to my maternal grandfather, who officiated my naming ceremony. But by the time the person got home, the naming ceremony date had passed. My maternal grandfather had named me Yusuf. He actually wrote my birth certificate, he wrote Yusufu. Okay? But when my father's list came, among the names he listed, in addition to Muslim names, was Asamah. So that was not added to my name. I have many names anyway. Apart from Yusuf and Asamah, my other names are Agbomeke, also symbolic. That was given to me by my paternal grandmother. Then my own maternal great-grandmother named me Enike. That is the one that I've been expecting. And then my English name is Victor.
He had a checkered history of school attendance as a result of the transfer of his disciplinarian and educationist dad from one place to the other. His dad ensures that he goes with him anywhere he went for a well-rounded and balanced education.
I started my primary education at Government Primary School, Auchi, which is now called Uchi Primary School. When I was in primary 2, I had to then, because then my dad had to now move us to Benin, where he was working as he was a tutor in the secondary school, and then on to Esige Demonstration School, Abudu, where my father was also, he was a tutor in Esige College, Abudu, Esige Teachers Training College. And then I was in the Esige Demonstration Primary School. From Abudu, he was transferred to Ibilo Grammar School. And that was around 1979-1980 as a principal. And I had to transfer again. But I didn't get to go there with him. So that made us to now finish my primary education. That took me back to Government Primary School, Auchi, because at that time I was now in primary 6. So I now went back to Government Primary School, Auchi, to finish.
Having concluded his secondary education at Auchi Comprehensive High School, he was let off the supposed caging when he had to journey to Sokoto for his higher school education, though he initially started off studying political science at the University of Ilorin. He later opted for law at the prestigious University of Benin, where his exemplary leadership qualities came to fore.
At the time I was finishing my primary school education, he was now principal at Iyereku Grammar School, South Ibie. Of course, I had to join him with my siblings. Started my secondary school there. Continued at Ikpeshi Grammar School in Akoko Edo, boarding house. Now moved on to Auchi Comprehensive High School. I think my dad just wanted me to be under his supervision directly. Maybe because of the high standards he had, and he felt as an educationist, it's better for him to train me by himself.
He cut his tooth at the chamber of Femi Okunu, even though Providence had it that he did his national youth service at Shell Petroleum. Unlike most youths that will get carried away with fat salary of an oil company, the self-motivated and focused Asamah Kadiri returned to Femi Okunu chambers more for job satisfaction and the right tutelage and apprenticeship for his law profession that he has become a force to reckon with, particularly in the corporate players.
Right from when I was in the law school, I already had in mind that I must be in the big player circle of law practice. So as a law school student, I was posted to Luckily to undertake my law office attachment, which they now call externship, with the law firm of Femi Okunu and Co. Under the tutelage of Alhaji Lateef Olufemi Okunu, SAN, former federal commissioner, that is Minister of Works and Housing. Immediately after law school, I resumed, even before call to bar and even before NYSC, I started working with him as a young lawyer, and he gave me undiluted one-on-one training. Foundational experience I had with him for about 4 years, 8 months. It was a very good experience with other colleagues in chambers, but most of the times having to work directly with Alhaji Femi Okunu SAN, and spending the long hours drafting, reviewing, legal research, preparing for court hearings. While I was with Femi Okunu, NYSC came, and then I was posted out of Lagos to Abuja. But I told him that that I wasn't rework my posting back to Lagos because I didn't want to lose any. Yes, so but unknown to me, my parents were planning their own. They felt Lagos was too hectic to live in, and then they wanted me to work in Shell. So whilst I was working my redeployment, my parents were working my own redeployment to work in Shell Warri. They succeeded. I was redeployed to Warri, to Delta State. I was posted to Shell. So I had to then apply for leave of absence from Femi Okunu and Co. Immediately after youth service, I returned back to Lagos.
His ability to mediate, combining litigation and arbitration, stands our legal luminary apart from his peers.
I wear all the hats, I will say. I will litigate if I have to litigate on an issue of principle involving a client. Where I have to arbitrate, I also wear the hat of an arbitrator. I preside over disputes as an arbitrator. I represent clients as counsel in arbitration proceedings. And where I have to mediate, I mediate. But in terms of solving problems for clients, it's not all about fighting it out in court. I largely represent corporate type of clientele. Business and corporate organizations do not have that patience and time and energy to dissipate in a long drawn court battles. But if it has to be, then you fight it out. So if I have to fight in court, I fight vociferously. But still wearing that hat of, okay, when there's a room for promoting amicable resolution, let us explore it. Because amicable resolution helps to promote business relationships. Whereas going to litigation always can destroy the business relationship, destroy friendship. And sometimes you may win in court, but that victory may not be satisfactory. A matter that parties could sit down to resolve amicably, iron it out, and then look more at the underlying interests. And you fight it to it. But nevertheless, like I said, I fight when I have to fight.
With such wealth of knowledge in the law practice, what is his counsel for the state of the bar and bench in Nigeria?
Law is a very, very special profession. And it's a noble profession. The services of lawyers are needed in virtually all aspects of life, whether in law practice, in government service, or in the corporate world. Companies have, a lot of companies, big corporations are having full-fledged legal departments that are as busy as some law firms. Any young person wants to do law to know which area he or she wants to pitch tent to it. We have the State Ministries of Justice, and virtually every government department has a legal department. So there's a lot for lawyers to do. In the legislative arm of government, in the legal drafting department, it's all made up of lawyers. They draft all the laws that are churned out from National Assembly and the State Houses of Assembly. So there's so much for lawyers to do. Then you now come to practice. In practice, you can decide on picking whether you want to pitch a tent with a specialist area and grow in it. So what I would tell a young person who aspires to be a lawyer is to have an open mind and be committed to developing oneself. Being a lawyer, remaining in law, practicing law is very tough. They must be ready to be resilient, to have that determination and the willpower to say, yes, I'm ready to take it on and grow in it.
This legal icon is also a family man of repute. At what stage of his life was he hit with a cupid arrow? He actually went in search of his wife, who has also turned out to be a brand, not only for our family and Etsako land, but also a global figure with her advocacy on mental health.
My mom particularly will come and stay with me in Lagos and say, your dad has sent me to you. He wants you to find a wife. When is it happening? So that consciousness continued to. So I had to go out of my way because I always believed no matter what, couples, if possible, should have a lot of things in common. So, and maybe because of my background and upbringing, I had to go in search of my wife. And in searching for her, my primary consideration was, okay, first of all, identify the girl, the lady, identify her family, get to know her family background before knowing the person. Because I believe in the involvement of family in a marriage. And of course, I did that investigation before I had to go look for her. She was schooling then, I think, around her medical training in Usman Fodio University in Sokoto, Foba University of Sokoto. Okay, and she never knew me, but I traced her, found her out, and went to look for her. And thereafter, it kept growing and growing. And we got married in 2002, June 29th, 2002. And we've been doing our best to work on it and to always make it work very well since then, and to make ourselves a model that other young persons should emulate, you know. And for me, I like encouraging a woman to grow, and she has come up as a very industrious woman who is passionate about her profession. And also for me, I've always wanted to have a professional wife, you know, who is independent-minded and who is also passionate about growing professionally.
Barrister Asamah Yusuf Kadiri is not only an erudite legal practitioner, he is an amiable father with several leadership qualities, which he is using to drive Etsako Club 81 as the seasoned president.
I'm the 16th president of this great club, Etsako Club 81, which was founded in 1981. I decided to key into the club because I found that the club, you know, part of the aims and objectives are things that I have a passion for. Community development, welfare system, education, health, and then what is best for our people. We do know that we are living in challenging times today. The economy is quite down. Resources are becoming much more valueless. But I believe that any sacrifice whatsoever, you know, can go a long way making a difference in the lives of the underprivileged and the needy.
It cannot be all work for our legal icon. How does this amiable father find times to relax in the midst of meeting targets and adding value to the entire mankind?
I do create time for my children. I create time for the family. It's tough because sometimes even when I'm at home, I may lock myself in my study room, working, preparing briefs and pleadings, and or responding, you know, working on legal opinions. But I think I try to still create time, you know, to play with them, relax with them at home, and then once in a while do a family vacation, you know, which I hold very dearly, you know, when the children are on holidays. And though it's getting too expensive nowadays, but we still try.
We celebrate Barrister Asamah Yusuf Kadiri, a legal luminary, a leader personified, President Etsako Club 81, as our personality of the week on the scorecard segment of Pathway to Jannah.
صلى الله عليه وسلم صلى الله على محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم صلى الله على محمد صلى الله